JoshCast, dun, 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 oh, it's the podcast that probably, dun, 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 oh, has fewer views than, dun, 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 oh, any third-party candidate, JoshCast, dun, 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 JoshCast. All right, I am in a rare departure from me. I'm actually doing this podcast in my bed. I haven't got out of bed yet. It's after 12, and I've done everything. I've gone online. I've done my tweeting. I've done my typical reading of the news. Everything without leaving my bed, and that feels phenomenal. Partly because I overindulged yesterday. I had some cookies and a pumpkin cake, and now I am kind of hovering near the toilet in case there's an issue that needs to be resolved. So this is how I spend my weekend. I overindulge on Saturday, and then on Sunday I stay near a bathroom. That is what I call a weekend. That is a weekend vacation, Josh style, right there. Spent the last week in actually visiting the family, the parents in Denver, and I was struck by how the city is growing, and I was talking about it with my dad, and his view on it was that the growth was due to the legalization of marijuana. I asked him, is Denver better now or worse? Are they worse off or better because of this change in policy with marijuana? And he felt, on the one hand there was growth, but on the other hand that it's becoming a sprawling metropolis. And he said, this is not the city that I grew up in. And I don't know. What's my thought on that? I find it exciting. I don't know. I like just when I was walking around. I mean, it reminds me more of Los Angeles. It does feel, dare I say, more liberal. I don't want to. I don't know. I'm afraid to talk politics lately because I just no one seems to have a sense of humor about it. I mean, I feel like Hillary Clinton supporters. If somebody says, "Hey, that Hillary's a mess, and she's got a lot of problems," Hillary Clinton supporters go, "Yeah, we hear you. You're probably right." Trump supporters, though, any criticism against Trump, and they get very angry. No, very defensive. No sense of humor about Trump, and I just think we have to have a sense of humor about all of them because. Because I want to be marketable. That's kind of really my feeling. I just want to be liked. And I really think that's the essence of this podcast and all the jokes I tell and anything I'm doing. I just want to be liked. That's what I care about more than anything. Whoever wins the election, as long as it's someone who can help my likability, I'm fine with it. No, but then the problem is now that I say that out loud, I don't want Trump to win because he's scary and he will. He has said mean things about people that are not fair, and whereas Clinton is much more egalitarian and much more welcoming of people, and as long as as long as the corporations are happy, she's good, and that's fine. I don't know. People have accused her of being a corporate whore, which I think is going a bit far. This message is brought to you by Wells Fargo. So, so that's happening. It's odd. I'm actually lying down doing this podcast. And, I got to be honest with you. While I'm recording this, I am holding my penis. I've got to say that. Which I also tend to do when I'm on the phone. I do tend to hold my penis. Not for the sake of pleasure. I think it's actually a nervous habit. I don't know why holding it gives me comfort. Maybe I feel like I'm protecting it in case somebody who's listening to this podcast gets really angry and attacks me. I'm protecting the part of my body that will facilitate the future of my genetic code. Though one could argue that it might be not such a great idea to facilitate my genetic code to keep it going. Perhaps the genetic code should end. I don't know. Do we need more Snyders out there? That's a tough one. That really is a tough one. I walked while I was on vacation, and that was very taxing. I'm even to the point right now where I'm doing this podcast lying down. This feels like it should be against the law. This is going to show up on iTunes. I think iTunes can tell if I'm lying down and holding my penis while I'm recording the podcast, and it's going to block me. I really believe that. I very much do believe that. Transition. Have I been too hard on Star Wars? Maybe I have been. I want to watch the movie. I've only seen the most recent Star Wars once, and I was sad when they killed off Han Solo. I wanted to be Han Solo, and it was sad that Han Solo just. I mean, I understand from a plot point why they did that, but it was just, I wanted him to end up happily ever after with Leia, and I think I wanted them to end up like my parents, where they were together and they're happy and they love each other, but at the same time, they both get on each other's nerves on a semi-daily basis. Let's be honest, semi-hourly basis. But that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see an old Jewish couple. That's what they should have turned into. I would have paid money to see that. That's my view. They shouldn't. I didn't like the separation and all that jazz, and now we've got a bad guy who is wearing the helmet like Darth Vader, but doesn't need the helmet. That's what's interesting. Darth Vader needed the helmet to survive. This guy, it's purely a cosmetic choice, and people probably make fun of him. I would imagine the stormtroopers are speaking behind his back. They're saying that's cosmetic. He's trying to be Darth Vader, but he's not. He knows he's not Darth Vader, right? Yeah, he knows. It's just he likes to wear that visor thing. I don't know. This is the end of the podcast. The end of the podcast, and the children sing and the children play. This is the end of the podcast.